Hey guys, it's me here with your weekly update. All right, so I want you guys to think about this and think about this for your own personal lives. What does it look like for you to let Jesus to be your main influencer? So, we've talked a lot about spiritual formation, and last week I had you guys think about like who are the people in your lives that have impacted you. But, as we think about discipleship, it means coming along somebody and learning from them. And so, what does it mean and what does it look like to be a disciple of Jesus? And so, for us to come alongside of him and learn and to do the things he does, what does that look like? What would that look like for you guys? I'm reminded of the verses in Mark chapter 8, and it goes, when then he called to the crowd to him along with the disciples and said, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul?" And so, what do you guys think that means to be a disciple? I think I can see a lot of times where people would hear those verses and think, oh my gosh, this means I'm going to live a life of drudgery and misery. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the more and more and more I follow Jesus, like the more I find like, and the more I give up on myself, like, it's just the more beauty I find in the world, and like the more joy, the peace, the patience, the kindness, the gentleness, all those fruits of the Spirit that, we are promised as we follow Jesus. Now, does this mean that life is always easy? No. But it just means for me personally, in the midst of those hard places, like there's Jesus is with me. And so I just want you guys to think through, even in your own personal lives, what does that look like for you to allow Jesus to just be, to allow yourself to be discipled by Jesus, to follow him. And if you're somebody on our team that's like maybe still like, hey, I kind of haven't fully figured that out, like that's okay. Like that's okay. We're here. We're all allowed the space to figure out what these things look like for ourselves. But if you want to grab coffee and talk about it more, I would love the opportunity to. And then just even think through like then, when we're with our kids, like we're that person for them, right? We could be that person, like we get to show Jesus to them. And so, what kind of life are we showing to them? Are we showing them a life filled with peace and patience and love and joy and kindness and gentleness and self control, all those things to them, to where they see Jesus through us and see his light through us? And if not, that's okay. But what are those things? Like, what are the things that are hindering us from being from being that type of person to the kids that we are discipling on Sunday mornings? Um, so yeah, so just some things to think about. Like I said, if you guys want to process through anything or anything like that, let me know. So things are starting the calendar for 2020, at least for families. So for the outward focusing part of our church, for the families and for the kids, that is pretty much finalized. So the first thing is next month we're going to start a class called Discovering Jesus, and it's a 6-week class for our kids outside of Sundays. It's going to be on a Tuesday night where we're really going to give our kindergartners through fifth graders just the opportunity to create experiences and memories of encountering Jesus that they can then use as they just grow older and as they grow in a relationship with Jesus. We also have some things going on with our Epic kids. They're going to go tubing. They're going to do some service projects and stuff like that. So the biggest thing for you guys is, remember, Sunday, February 9th is our all-team meeting. I really would love for everybody to be there if you're in town. Corey's going to come and speak. I'll be there speaking. We're going to do some fun team building things. We're going to do breakouts. Just an hour, probably about 2 hours. Lunch will be provided and everything like that. But I do need you guys to RSVP on the Evite so that I can make sure there's enough food and stuff like that. But I really would love to have everybody there so we can talk about what 2020 is going to look like. Yes, I mean that's the biggest thing because I'll probably release the rest of our calendar for the rest of the year at that meeting. So be there so you know what's happening when and stuff like that. So um, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to share with you guys today. So thank you guys so much for all that you do, and I will see you Sunday. Oh, you guys, just a reminder, arrival times, you guys, we start Fuel and Focus at 8 o'clock, and I wanted to really get us back to the point where we can start at 8 o'clock so that we're not running right up until check-in time. But that means you guys have to have your stuff up and ready. So I know you may think, oh, it's only going to take me 5 minutes to set up. That's fine. But that means you guys need to be in your classrooms at 7:45, 7:50 setting up so that then we could be ready for 8 a.m. The 8 a.m. Fuel and Focus. And then 8:15 families start checking in. So we really want to be ready by 8:15 and not still like trying to gather all of our supplies and stuff like that for service team. And then second service team, just make sure you guys are taking a few extra minutes on the backside, just cleaning up our spaces. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But Yeah, so just a quick reminder for you guys. So see you guys all on Sunday. Bye.